Hey guys, it's Kim, and today we're going to be talking about crystal storage hacks. Now, these are cheap and easy ways to store your crystals, because that's what I'm all about, cheap and easy. All right, so I'm going to show you some of my favorite ways in which I store my crystals, and yes, this is actually how I store some of my crystals. All right, so some people will store their crystals just all over their house. Windowsills and things like that, and that's okay. You do however you want to do it. If I have crystals all over or out in every single space of my house, I will be crazy with the energy. So I'm very, very limited in what I have out and about. I do have crystals in every single room, I think. Maybe not in the basement. Not in the bathrooms either. But other than that, I have crystals in every single room of my house. I just don't have a whole lot out. I don't put them all over my windowsills or anything like that. I do have some concern about having quartz out on the windowsills all the time, especially when sun is coming in. I don't know if it's ever happened, but there is some concern of fire hazard, so I don't really like to have my quartz on the windowsills when I'm not around. I just put it out for just a little while just to get some sun or whatever, but I don't keep it out all the time just to be safe. Better safe than sorry. So how you have your crystals in your space is up to you. I could do another video about that. We're going to just be talking about storage today and how to have them, safely secure in a place where you actually store them. Right, so these are very inexpensive ways, not always the prettiest, because it's not always about that. You can certainly go out and spend a lot of money on gorgeous wooden boxes with compartments and things like that, and I think that's great. If you have the money and you want to do that, then go for it, because I mean, yeah, it's really nice. You can store them in really nice jewelry. I don't know what the name of it is, but those jewelry cabinet things, I've looked at those, and they could be really nice for crystals because they're like, they have felt inside, or they're very luxurious. So, they really make for nice crystal storage if you can afford those. So I actually keep an eye out for anything like that when I go thrifting, when I go to flea markets and thrift stores and stuff. I do look for crystal storage opportunities. I'm kind of dorky like that. Every time I'm out and about, I'm like, oh, can I put crystals in that? My kids laugh at me because I'm always looking for, different ways to store my crystals. You never know when you're going to find. All right, so I do love, my all-time favorite way to store my crystals are in drawers. And I love this. I have them all in the separate boxes, and it's easy to find what I'm looking for, and they're by color. Now, this piece I actually got for free on the side of the road on junk day, and it's so easy to just pull the drawer open and find your crystals in the drawer. It depends on how big your collection is, but I do love them in drawers. That is my ultimate goal, is to have everything in a drawer. I'm not at that point right yet, but a lot of it is, and I can tell you that the ones that are in my drawers are the ones that I actually go for more, because it's just so easy to pull that out. Now, I store my crystals by color. Totally my preference. The reason I store them by color is because it's easy for me to find. I don't do it because of an energy thing. Like some people say, never store this one and that one together, or always store this one and that one together. That does not resonate with me at all. You do it how you want to do it, but I just do it by color so I can find it. I don't necessarily do it because I think that they belong together. So I know, how to find it. Now, some crystals have more than one color. I will sometimes separate them. Again, it's just totally so that I know where they are. So for example, fluorite, most of my fluorite is in the purple section, because when I think of fluorite, I think of purple. I just do. I think of third eye when I think of fluorite, but fluorite also is clear, and and a bluish color and a greenish color, but most of my fluorite is actually in the purple. Labradorite's another one. Labradorite, that could be in a blue, that could be in purple, that could be in yellow, because it's all different colors. So I store it according to how I use it, and I use labradorite for communication, which is blue. So I keep it in my blue box with my blue crystals, because that's typically how I use labradorite. So You have to find a system that works for you just so that you can find them. But the most important thing, well, the most important thing is you want to be able to find your crystals easy. But then the next most important thing is you want them to be safe. And so you don't necessarily want to have crystals touching each other that are soft. So if you have like a calcite, for example, which I think is a 3 or a 4 on the Mohs hardness scale, and then you have like a really hard quartz, which is a 7 on the Mohs hard scale, the quartz could scratch your calcite, could, you know, ruin it. Same with the selenite. Your selenites can easily get scratched and damaged, right? So you want to make sure you're actually storing them safely. So even if you don't have like enough crystals that you can store them by color, because not everybody's going to have a ginormous collection like that. So even if you have just like one box of crystals, you're not necessarily going to store them by color, but you do want to keep them separated in some way so that they're not banging into each other and causing damage, especially on the ones that are softer. Or you want to make sure. And if you have like a nice polished piece of calcite and then you have like a garnet in the same container, you might very well scratch your really nice piece of polished calcite. So you want to look that up. And I always say you should know your physical properties. It's not just the metaphysical stuff. You want to know the physical properties of your crystals too. I don't have the most amazing crystal collection. I'm very simple, cheap and easy. That's what I said. I mean, I don't have ones that I'm overly worried about getting damaged, but you might have really, expensive pieces that you don't want to get ruined. So be careful with those, okay? Especially. So some of my tips. Okay, I love the drawers. I highly recommend drawers. Have furniture like that you can use, because I don't have all my crystals in drawers, like I said. Some I keep in boxes. So all right, I'm going to show you. I used to have my black crystals in this box until I got my cabinet for free. So you can get colored boxes. All right, and I used to have them in most colors. Like I said, little by little, I'm getting rid of my boxes and keeping them in drawers because it is easier. When you have only boxes and you're stacking them, it's really a pain in the butt to get them. And so, like, a lot of times, like, whatever was on the bottom, I wouldn't even use those crystals because it was a pain. So if you have shelving that you can put them on so that they're easy to get at, then you can do that too. All right, but if you might only have enough crystals to fill one box. So I do have some that are in colored boxes. This is a blue one, and it houses all of my blue crystals. And I have little white containers. These are actually jewelry box containers, and I have them all labeled so that it's nice and organized, and I know where everything is, and they don't touch each other and get damaged. And I got them at AC Moore for 50% off because I would never buy a box like this at full price. So I think I got 2 for $10. I think I got them for $5 each, something like that. They're photo boxes or craft boxes, so they're really white, and I like that they're white inside. I just like that. So you can do that, but even that is a little expensive. It depending on how many crystals you have, that could even add up in cost. If you do have a big box like this, okay, you want to have compartments for your crystals. And so that's what you're paying so much money for when you're buying storage, is you're paying for the compartments. So I make my own compartments. You can easily and very inexpensively, if not for free, create your own little box with separated, dividers for your crystals so that they're not all touching each other and scratching each other, because that's a very important part of crystal storage. This is just a ice cube tray. They're great because they have so many, little divided areas. 99 cents at the dollar store. Or if you have them, you're not using them in your house. I have like 5 of these and we never use them. So it makes for great storage. And you also can look around your house, look in your pantry when you're done eating something. Check out the box, see if it's a box that can be used for your crystal storage. And this is just simply a Nutri-Grain bar box that I cut all the way down. This is a Pop-Tart box that I put pretty tape around. This is a box that my checks came in. I'm always looking for boxes and things that I can use for the crystals. And then you just play around with it to fit it in your drawer or your box, however you want. These are jewelry boxes. I'm collecting those all of the time. And keep an eye out for pretty duct tape. You can get it for 99 cents at the dollar store. They make for a really great, fun way to decorate your things so that they look nicer. See, I have this plain box here, but when I put it on the shelf, at least it has a pretty face. And I like to do that. I like to decorate the boxes. So you can use the tape and just decorate a box like this. But if you're trying to do it very inexpensively or almost for free, just look around your house. You'll be surprised what you can find. Tissue boxes are great too. Cut that down, put that inside here. Another thing you can do, you can look when you buy these little muffins or cupcakes, they have the nice little dividers in there. Now what I like to do is, I'm not really a big fan of the whole plastic, but it's okay. The crystals are going to be just fine, but you can put these little cupcake papers inside, 99 cents for a whole bunch of them, and you can go ahead and use this, and you can actually keep it all together like that, and your crystals will be safe and not collect dust. Or you could take the top off and put this inside a bigger box or a drawer, however you want to do it. Even if you have a big box like this, you can put the things in there and create little sections, okay? Again, $1. So, cheap and easy. You want to make sure that you just keep them safe and so that you're easy to find and safe to, so they're not banging against each other. That's really it. Then you also have egg cartons, and these are great too for storing your crystals. You can cut this off and put this inside a bigger box, or you can just store it as is. I like the cardboard, or if you don't have the cardboard and you have the plastic, you can go ahead and put the little cupcake papers inside there as well. Great. Wait, this is great for like tumbled and small rocks, small pieces. You have other containers, like candy ones, right? This is a really cute container, Russell Stover, and it has the compartments already in it, and so I saved it, and it still smells like chocolate. Now, I don't use it again because it's plastic, but if you're okay with it, that's fine too. Or you can also, put things in there if you want, so that it's not touching the plastic. But it does make for a really cute container, to put your crystals in. Okay, another thing that I do, and this is where I keep all of my chips. So I have my crystal chips. Now I have them all in these little jars, and these are actually spice container jars that I just took the labels off. You can also use any kind of jar. This is like a Yankee Candle jar, and old baby food jars. So recycle. If you want to have some stuff out, dollar store has all kinds of dishes for $1. Okay, this is a heart bowl. This actually I have by my couch where I sit, and I have my crystals that I'm currently working with. I keep in there. I do put a little pillow in here though, so that they don't bang and scratch and chip and stuff. Okay, so you want to consider that when you're working with glass. Sometimes with my spheres, this crystal ball sphere, I don't have a really nice stand for it. I love this baby, so I keep it on a votive. Right, so it works really well and it looks cute, dollar store. Again, you want to make, I wouldn't put I would not put selenite on top of this because the selenite would definitely scratch. But the quartz on this works great. You guys have heard me talk about this too, storing crystals in little bags. Very simple to do, cheap and easy. Dollar store, you can get them for $1. I sell them, but I don't really sell them to make any money or anything. I just sell them to have them there for you for convenience purposes. But I do have some if you're interested. Oh, helicopter going overhead. I think it's a Black Ops wondering, ooh, she's talking about crystals. Just kidding. All right, so the little bags. And that is all I have out in terms of storage. Now, again, you can store them in your cabinets. I have a cabinet over here. Over here, my lovely cabinet. I don't know if you can see that. I do have a few crystals in there. Not many, just a few. I have some quartzes out I decided I didn't want to have all my quartz in one place because I would have too much energy in one place. I felt like it was too crazy. So definitely, think about different ways. Look around your home and see how you can work that. The dollar store also has the over-the-door shoe holders. Also store your crystals in there. Just be careful though. When I first started out, that's what I did because I had no space. So I had the over the door and I would put crystals in bags, like this, and stick them in. Just be careful though, because they do bang, when you're opening and closing the door, they do bang. So I would only do like tumbles or something like that if you're going to store them behind it on a door that's moving a lot, because that could be a problem.
You can display your crystal jewelry instead of just putting it in a box or a drawer. This is a cute little find. My husband used to have a collection of keychains and he no longer used it. I found it in the basement, cleaned it up, and hung all my bracelets on it. And I even added a few little command hooks just for some extra storage. There's a shelf I got at a garage sale as well for a few dollars, and I brought it home and spray painted it green.
Or if you have a space like underneath a couch or underneath a table or something like that, where you can put some boxes that you can pull out like as drawers. I have 2 boxes underneath a bench that I have, and I can pull them out, and it's like drawers right there on the floor. And I wouldn't put it under the bed because that would be way too much crystal energy all like underneath your bed, so I wouldn't do that. Well, that's it, guys. Just some quick and simple ways to store your crystals. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. How do you store your crystals? What are some of your favorite methods? I know we all have different ways, and whatever works for you is really the most important way. So I would love to hear though from you how you store your crystals. And if you haven't done so already, please take a moment to subscribe, share, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And all of a sudden the lighting in here got really odd, didn't it? Got really dark and then bright, and I don't know. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and thank you for joining me on this journey. And as always, have a blessed day. Bye.